So you're thinking about moving to Lee Summit. Well, in this video, we are gonna take you all around Lee Summit, show you all around downtown what the city has to offer. And if you stick around to the end, we're gonna take you to some different neighborhoods at different price points, even some lake properties, so you can see what you might be able to afford on your budget. Hey, my name is Zach Morton. My business partner Max Jones and I have been helping people move in the Kansas City area for over 20 years. We absolutely love it, but you don't have to take my word for it. Check out what our clients have to say with over 600 5-star Google reviews from people just like you. Hey, if this is your first time tuning into the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in the Kansas City area, then click subscribe, hit that little bell for notifications so you can be the first to know the current market here in the KC metro area. So, like I said, Lee Summit, we're standing here right now. We're actually right downtown in the old downtown in the square, strolling around. And let me tell you, it's 2 o'clock on a Saturday and it smells amazing down here. There's all kinds of restaurants and shops and it's a nice day. It's still early in the year, so normally chilly this time of year, but we're getting a break with the weather. But anyway, a little bit about Lee Summit. Lee Summit is the 6th largest city in Missouri, and it's also the 6th largest city in the KC metro area. So that's a little tidbit information there. It's also got about 100,000 residents, just over 100,000 residents. So lots of people live here. All right, downtown, Lee Summit, the old downtown. It's really probably one of my favorite places to be in Lee Summit, especially on a Saturday, and especially when the sun's shining, just because of the restaurants, the shops, the bars, the coffee shops. It's just the right size and just has that good feel. There's all kinds of parades they'll have going on here for all the holidays, St. Patrick's Day, Halloween, where they'll shut the blocks down, just any excuse to have a party, 4th of July. And then also 4th Fridays is another one. That's where they'll come down here in the summer months, and every 4th Friday there's an art festival where artists can get out and sell their stuff, and there'll be people from all over the world and a lot of local artists, so that's pretty cool too. The live music, I mean, just a hopping place that's close to everything. So this is really a great and fun spot to be. All right, so I know what you're thinking is, besides drinking, eating, going to Oktoberfest and hitting all these festivals, what else is there to do around here? Well, there's lots of stuff. Lee Summit borders to this James A. Reed Conservation Area, has over 3,000 acres of land with, I think there's over 10 lakes, ponds that you can fish in. There's also a hunting reserve, so you can take care of all your hunting needs. Go out and shoot some squirrels and some rabbits and I don't know, whatever else you want to do. But all those lakes are stocked with bass and catfish, and I think a couple of them might even have some walleye in it. So great fishing. There's trails that kind of meander through all of that, and that's just on the touches the border of Lee Summit. So got access to all that. 3,000 acres is quite a bit of land. There's also golf courses, live on golf. One of the houses we're gonna take you to here at the end is actually a lake community with a golf course included, so that's hard to beat. There is all kinds of stuff for the kids, water parks. There's the Summit Water Park that's got, I think it's a 2 or 3 story slide. You've got your lazy river and all the things kids love at a water park, trampolines, bowling, arcades, all that kind of fun kid stuff. Keep the kids occupied all day long. Tons of trails. There's a Rock Island Creek Trail. So we are really close, or one of my favorite things about Lee Summit is how close it is to the stadiums. A lot of these cities, you really don't have to leave them to get anywhere because you've got all your amenities here, and that's kind of the case. You've got the Chiefs Stadium, the Royal Stadium. They are just a hop, skip, and a jump away from here. So if football and baseball are your thing, that's kind of nice. This is what actually brings me. I live up north of the river, so I have to come this direction when I want to go to the game. So it would be nice kind of living here. This is just a really cool area that really offers everything. I'd say at a great price point, the median price point of $370, with the average sales price last year or the last 12 months coming in right at $400,000, and that's straight from the MLS. So affordable housing. The school districts here are top notch. We are A+ rated schools across the board. All right, well, crime rate is super low here in Lee Summit too, so that's another benefit. Just a great place, raise a family, to be single, to retire, So that's going to put home prices a little bit higher here than some of the other areas, but still compared to the national average, we're coming in just under that. So pretty affordable, but that's kind of what you expect when you have the A+ schools. So Lee Summit has 3 high schools, and you're going to have 4 middle schools, and then a handful of elementary schools. But you know, that's kind of an ongoing theme. You see that in cities all over. The more you pay to live there, usually the better the schools. There's still a handful of private schools too that are A-rated, but you can't go wrong with the Lee Summit School District. Back to that Rock Island Trail, I touched on that, fun things to do. That's a trail that I think it's up to 9, 10, 12 miles now, but it's an ongoing thing. They keep adding to it. It's going to end up eventually connecting to the KD Trail, but that trail will actually take you down to the Royals and Chiefs Stadium, so you can get right there on the trail, which is pretty cool. And then the KD Trail, it's a trail that goes all the way across the state of Missouri. It follows the Missouri River. I think it was an old railroad track that it basically ended up kind of replacing or going alongside. So that's fun, and there's all kinds of places. If that's something you're into, people will bike it. It's over 400 miles long, I think, to go all the way from one end to the other. But you can go to certain sections of it, hit wineries and bike it and jog it, camp, whatever. So it's a cool trail if you're looking for an endurance adventure, something to do. Taxes are coming in slightly higher, which you would kind of expect too with the better schools, but like 7.9% sales tax rate, so nothing crazy compared to some of the other, like Overland Park, I think was 9.2. You can check out our blog on Overland Park if you're interested in that, but you know, a lot of good things going for it. It's a little interesting history here is some famous people that came through Lee Summit. So first of all, the town, a lot of people think Lee Summit had something to do with General Lee, and that I guess is false. How it was named is Dr. Lee used to live in this part of town, and he was murdered by a Kansas Jayhawker. So that's what took our crime notch up just a little bit way back in the 1800s. He was the postmaster of Lee Summit, or he was the postmaster of the town, so everybody kind of knew him. And he got murdered. He lived up on a hill, the kind of the highest spot in this area. So when the Northwest Pacific Railroad came through, the townspeople kind of wanted to name the town in his honor, so they named it Lee's Summit. But they spelled his name wrong. His name was spelled L-E-A, and when they finally got around to paint the sign on the train depot, they put L-E-A, and you know, he wasn't around to argue with them, so after a while it just kind of stuck, and here we are. There are some other famous people that have come through Lee Summit too. We've got the Jesse James Lee gang. A lot of the members of that gang lived here at one point, so if you happen to be a bank robber, you know, they've had a successful history of residents that rob banks. We're walking up here on 3rd Street Social just behind me, which if you are in town for any length of time visiting or staying here, coming through, make sure you go there. That's one of the well-known restaurants. Coming in on a weekend or a night like tonight, it's not a bad idea to get a reservation, but oh man, I mean, the food is just blowing right in my face. And, let's see, what else can I tell you guys about Lee Summit? There's a lot of job opportunities here. You don't have to pay the e-tax if you're living here and working here, and some of the employers are. We've got the major employers at Lee Summit, R7 School District, which employs about 3,000 people. We've got Homeland Security's here, 3,000. There's a St. Luke's Hospital System. There's Truman Medical System, so lots of hospitals. John Knox Village, CVS, Metropolitan Community Colleges, and then Longview colleges. So this part might be something that we add to the things to do, but shout out to my buddy Sean Beaver, who owns Great American Kites. Longview College, which is one of the community colleges, part of the Metropolitan Community College here. He's got some of the world's biggest kites, and he puts on a festival out there once a year, which you can just go to for free. It's got some of the biggest kites in the world are flying, you know, kites that are 50, 60 yards long, and all the money that they raise through sponsorships and other donations goes straight to the community colleges, kind of help support local education. So shout out to Sean. All right, so another thing, when you're not down here listening to live, there's over 10 places you can go to get live music. Have a beer, get your restaurant and your coffee. When you're not doing that, the next best thing, in my opinion, is to hit the lakes. And Lee Summit is really, out of all the suburbs in Kansas City, has the most lake options, or lakes real close to it. So you can live on, there's 3 lakes you can live on. Here we have a house right on the water, live first tier, have your boat in the water, and just be doing the lake life thing. Some of them are going to be no wake lakes, so you know, you've got like a 10-horse motor on a pontoon boat. You can kind of putt around and not make a bunch of waves. And some of them you can have big boats on, so you can pull skiers and get on jet skis. And then for more of the public, get the big boat out and get the jet skis out. Let's have a good time. We've got several other big lakes. We've got Longview Lake, which is one. I've got some friends that'll have boats out there that do a lot of wakeboarding, and now it's more of the wake surfing scene. But you can do that out there. You can't actually live on those lakes. And then it touches Lake Jacomo, Blue Springs Lake, and Lake Winnebago, which are also going to allow you to take your bigger boats out too and get some fishing in and all that kind of good stuff. All right, so how about some shopping options? There are lots of shopping options. Some of the major ones, we have the Summit Fair and the Summit, the newer one, the Summit Woods shopping area, which is going to be similar to this, which is just shops and restaurants and bars. For almost as far as you can see, all the way to the horizon over there, we've got stuff to do. So that's 3 areas like this. I'm standing in another one right now that's got the B&B theaters, IMAX movies, and all that kind of good stuff. So definitely no shortage of things to do. All those areas are located around major highway intersections, so easy to get in and get out of, and lots of fun stuff to do while you're there. If the old downtown's just a little too slow paced for you, you can take it up a notch and go to a couple of the other bigger box store areas and make sure that, you know, that have everything you need right there and right in the middle of Lee Summit. All right, guys, well, let's go get out of here and go take a look at some houses, because I can't take the aroma down here much longer. Let's go look at some houses. All right, we are in Oak Tree Farms, and it's this house right behind me. This house was built in 1979, so we're in a slightly older neighborhood. 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-car garage coming in at $335,000. This home has new windows, new vinyl siding, doors have been replaced. They put a brand new roof on it, so it's ready to go. The kitchen's been remodeled. That's been done tastefully, so really a pretty nice house. Got a huge deck on the backyard, a fully fenced backyard. So that's what's nice about these older communities is you've got the nice mature trees, you've got sidewalks, bigger homes, fenced in, everything's kind of done. All the upgrades that you would do, even if you buy a new construction and you plan on doing all that stuff, it's already done, so you just got to come in and start living. And right across the street, we've got tennis courts, swimming pool in this subdivision as well, so you've got all those amenities. And of course with that, there's an HOA, which is coming in right at $535 a year, so not too bad, it's annually. And we are really close to 291, which gets you, I mean, we're probably a half mile away. You've got your natural grocers, your Hy-Vee, which is your grocery stores out here, all kinds of restaurants and shopping all up and down 291. We're kind of right in the middle of Lee Summit now, so 291 is a highway that it's got a few stoplights on it, but it will quickly get you to I-70 that way and 50 highway to the south. So pretty good location. This is a great house. It's going to be open Sunday. Come take a look. And that's it for this one right now. This is let's see, $122 a square foot. This gets you the finished basement and 2,700 square feet of living space. All right, let's go on to the next house, shall we? Here we are at house number 2, the Reserve at Woodside Ridge. You can see we've got woods right behind here, and we're on a ridge, so the name is fitting. This is newer construction. We'll pan around here so you can get hopefully it's not too windy, but nothing but new houses, nice sidewalks, fresh sod laid down. Beautiful home. This home right here is coming in at $600,000. 2,800 square feet, brand new, beautifully finished inside. This is a reverse, so you're gonna have everything on the main floor, master bedroom, kitchen, all that good stuff. And then you get the benefit of the finished basement that walks out the back. So that's reverse. Depending on where you're coming from, you may not have basements. That's how that's set. Brand new, $600,000. New construction, the HOA out here is right at $900 annually. That is gonna get you an amenities complex, which comes with a pool, a clubhouse. They've got a hammock garden. I've never been to one of those. I've been a lot of places, so that sounds pretty nice. Pickleball courts, all kinds of good stuff. We're really close to shopping, really close to everything. In fact, the fire department's just across the street up here, so nice. Everything's new and shiny, and there you go. nice, quiet, new construction neighborhood for $600. So just to give you an idea of what you can get. All right, so let's head on to house number 3. So let's take a look. All right, so we are at house number 3, and this house is in the subdivision called Lakewood, which is a planned development lake community. Right here behind me, we're gonna go start walking by that, but just a little bit about this community. I'm a lake guy, so I say the best one for last. So I love all things water. When you're living in the Midwest in Kansas City here, we don't have mountains and our ocean beaches, so to beat the heat, it's so nice to live on a lake. So Lakewood is one of those communities. It's a no-wake lake, so you can go out there and enjoy it, and you're not gonna get beat to death with waves. It's also a private community, so only residents that live here can have boats out here. There's a marina. I'll put some images up of that. Just a really cool lake, and it's actually 2 lakes in one, so, and there's a little bridge with a little, almost like a river, I guess. It's still part of the lake that connects them, but beautiful spot. But this house right here is listed currently at $850, and that's gonna get you 4,400 square feet of space. It comes in at a 3-bedroom, 5-bath, 2-car garage, and this is first tier. So with lake properties, of course, you have first tier, which means you're right on the water. You have second tier properties, which are gonna be right across the street, and then 3rd tier and 4th tier, depending on the different lake communities out here. So this one is first. Let's get you right on the water. We'll go down there and walk behind the lake, because that's really what you buy a lake house for, is that view out the back. So also with this community, you're gonna get tennis courts, you're gonna get swimming pools, you're gonna get sand volleyball, you are gonna get soccer fields, baseball fields, there's a pavilion, and the list just goes on in amenities. As you can see, on the first tier side, we don't have a sidewalk, but we do have a sidewalk over here, and maybe I'll go over there in some sunshine. I kind of walk by the front of this house so you can see it a little better. It looks like we got some activity at the front door. As soon as I pulled up, so did a bunch of other people. Like I said, it's currently on the market right now, so probably being shown. But let's take a stroll out to the back side, because that's the money shot. All right, here we go for the reveal. Also, there's a lot of, there's a golf course out here. I don't know if I touched on that, but like I said, it's a planned community development, so it's got a little bit of everything. It's all right here. 2 restaurants. I mean, Lee Summit, I've said it before, land of the lakes. This is one of my favorites. And then there's also a couple little ponds. You'll see they're probably retention ponds, so they have twofold, but also give everybody, even 2nd, 3rd tier, some water in their backyard too. But here's the subject house. You can see we are right down on the water. Big deck on the back of the house, looking down the cove. And then, yeah, that's your view. View from several of the rooms, like every room on the back side of the house has water view. So just a great spot. Can't say enough about lake properties. And this is coming in, you get all this. Of course, it's a little bit older. This home was built in 1987, but you're getting 4,400 square feet, priced at $190 a square foot, sitting on the lake with all those amenities. I mean, I don't know. I don't live in Lee Summit personally, but if I did, since I'm a lake guy, this would be the one that I'd be looking at. Oh, last minute thought too, I forgot to mention HOA. There is an HOA out here. It's not ridiculous. You're looking at $160 a month, and that gets you everything we just talked about. So pretty amazing. So hey, thanks for taking the time to watch these videos. I hope you find them informative. Please give us a thumbs up. Like this video if you found it useful. Also, I love getting comments below these, so if there's anything you have questions about, if you live here, you think I missed something, or if you live here and you want to comment on that, please do it. It just helps everybody else that's moving into the area learn a little bit more about the area. So thanks again for watching. Remember to like, click subscribe, hit the little bell for notifications so you can be the next to know the current market here in the KC metro area. Thanks for watching.